not illuminated.
And undocking confirmed at 4:58 p.m. Central Time.
We are observing.
As the International Space Station and the Soyuz flew 252 miles over southeastern Mongolia.
The free drift indicator is not illuminated. Guys, good luck to you on the station.
That was Fyodor Yurchikhin wishing his colleagues good luck aboard the station. Again, undocking occurring at 4:58 p.m. Central, 5:58 p.m. Eastern, as the station flew over southeastern Mongolia, 252 miles above the Earth.
We are observing the docking port. It is clean. Copy.
So there are no foreign objects on the docking interface. Copy. I'm standing by for the thruster firing. Copy. This thruster has fired. DPO has fired.
The first separation burn is underway.
8 seconds. We have maneuver. Copy.
Now the Soyuz into a roll program to reorient itself for the second of the two separation burns.
Yes, the maneuver is done. We are standing by for the GSO in attitude. Copy.
About 25 seconds away from the second of these two separation burns. This one coming up will be 15 seconds in duration.
So a few seconds until the second burn. We have DPO firing. Copy.
Second separation burn underway. You can see the thruster firings in this image from one of the external cameras on the International Space Station, increasing the opening rate for the Soyuz, where 2 orbits from now it will be in position for the deorbit burn that will send it out of low Earth orbit on the route home to a landing in south central Kazakhstan.
We are ready to send the command G or Grigori 4 and TV deactivated. It's a go. In work.
And there's our video of the Soyuz MS-04 under its main chute and the nominal venting of hydrogen peroxide from the thrusters. Everything is in great shape. We should be seeing the jettisoning of the heat shield that will expose the altimeter that will provide altitude and rate of descent information to the Soyuz's computers. Everything is in great shape, just 11 minutes until touchdown. Clearly saw the soft landing engines firing a second or two before touchdown. And there you see the first of the crew members coming out. That would be Fyodor Yurchikhin. The three crew members were extracted in fairly rapid fashion with no issues associated. They are now inside the inflatable medical tent at the landing site undergoing initial medical testing.
I understand. Let's free up some space here. We put this down for the crew members. You can stand here behind the seat. Should I give you the baseball hat? Over here, over here. Here.
Once again, this is a replay of the extraction of the crew, some of which we saw live within the hour. That's Jack Fisher, of course, back on Earth after 136 days in space with
well.
Fyodor Yurchikhin.
Oh,
Peggy Whitson was the
happened?
last out of the Soyuz vehicle. She was seated in the right seat of the descent module. And here comes Peggy Whitson. So all three crew members now out of the Soyuz MSO-4.
Okay, that's it. Good job. Take measurements.
Okay.
Сделайте второй, наверное.
At the landing site, they should be carried very short time from now into the inflatable medical tent for the start of medical testing and to get out of their Russian launch and entry suits.
So let's move. Who's going to carry the commander? Hold on a second. 1, 2, lift.
And Yurchikhin now being carried toward the medical tent.
Watch my shoulder.
And now Peggy Whitson being carried toward the
All right, everyone. Welcome to the What Was That channel, where we take a look at footage, hoping to find something that makes us say, "What was that?" In this case, I got you guys watching a little highlight of yesterday's Soyuz re-entry. Peggy Whitson, Jack Fisher, and I forget who the other astronaut is. Let me turn the volume down on that. I'm going to check a couple parameters, make sure everything's running good. Let's see here. Let's see, looks like that's running good. Got people in the chat. Nicholas, Tiffany, thanks for joining in. I appreciate it. I see Brother Sanchez just went live. Makes me upset because I usually like watching him, so now I have to watch it later. Alright. Perfect. Let's see, I'm just going to check my audio, make sure this is going. My stream looks good. My health is in green. See, pause that, get that out of here. All right, let's start the show. Let's see what's going on. See some highlights. All right. Tonight we got some interesting stuff going on. It seems as though there's some volcanic activity. Let me go ahead and get my bookmarks going here. I feel like really rusty at this. Bookmark page. this is the Earthquakes Lives map. And if you notice here, whoa, sorry. Just since today, this morning, we've had all types of seismic activity, ranging from little tremors to some 5.5s. Yesterday, Idaho, Soda Springs, saw a slew of mid-5 earthquakes throughout the entire night. So there's definitely some action going on. Oh, cool. I'm glad this works. There we go. This is all the seismic activity. California's been seeing some over the past couple days. Wyoming, clearly Idaho here. Yellowstone's been kicking it up too. Let's go ahead and zoom in a little more. You know, they're isolated in little pockets. Could it have anything to do with what's it called? Fracking? It could be. I don't know. I'm gonna go ahead and make the pop-out chat here because I don't want to forget about anything. Let's see here. Alright, let's see here. So what we have, Nicholas, thanks for sticking around. Tiffany, thanks for even just showing up. I appreciate it. Makes my view count go up. Whatever you can contribute is cool. It's a lot of work doing YouTube channels, so I completely understand the free time you have. You have to absorb what you can. So I appreciate just stopping by. Let's see here. Where was I? I made a pretty good list here. Alright, so we have all this volcanic activity, and throughout this little journey to find some earthquake stuff, I ran across some cool... let's see. It took me a second. I was like, what's Megalodon? And I was like, Madon. It's pretty funny. Alright, what I wanted to show, where I'm like all distraught here. Oh yeah, I wanted to show this picture. So last year, this happened in Wyoming. This massive crack opened up. They were trying to pin it on water erosion, but there's really no water out here. It's the mountains. And to get a good reference point of how big this crack is, it's 7 football fields long. And here's another picture to show. So this is a guy next to one of these little islands now, just floating there. So just to get a reference of how big this crack is, it's huge. Oh, it's not Madon. Who's Mega? No, I don't think I don't know who that is. Maybe my name. Maybe if I heard them, I could distinguish who it is. I'm mad. I was like, I'm gonna go live. Nobody's going live, it seems. I went live, and someone else went live. But that's okay. I get to watch it later. Usually, I like watching Brother Sanchez. But I'll watch it later. It's no big deal. Nicholas, you're more than welcome to check out other channels. It's you're not on lockdown here, but I do appreciate you even being here. But let's see. All right. I also came across this little clip here. Let me see here. What's wrong with my computer? Man, I'm like really bad at this tonight. Alright, so I thought this video was pretty cool. This is from Sarah Vernay. Seems her YouTube channel. She just a couple days ago stumbled upon 2 lynxes in the road right in Maine. Not only are these very elusive creatures, but she was not only lucky enough to see one, she got to see two. So let's check it out. I'll even give it some audio, because the sounds they make are pretty crazy. Pretty crazy. And that's it. Not no F's were given about the car there. These guys are just going about their business. That's pretty cool. Lucky enough to see one, you should see two. Very impressive. Very impressive. Alright, let's see here. Is my stream going? It's still healthy, it seems. I'm pretty excited about that. Alright, let's see. I cleaned up my desktop, which got rid of all my material. I'm kind of upset here. Hold on. I wish just reading the chat like distracts me so much from even like my regular thought. I can't imagine watching two on the phone. I can't wait to actually watch it later. Brother Sanchez live. If anybody is watching this now or going to be watching it in the future, please check out Brother Sanchez live. Massive amounts of information coming from all angles. He has a library of just streams and information and videos that is definitely worth checking out. So definitely. Let's see here. I'm trying to stick to my... oh yeah, this is also a pretty cool channel right here to subscribe to for any volcanic activity. It is the SpectroNet. I'm going to pause it. I don't want to stream anybody's live things. I don't know if I get in trouble for that, but I do want to shout out to this channel, SpectroNet. And I'm going to make the screen larger so you can see. It is seismographs from all over the world. Here you have all the Yellowstone ones. You have Chile, Mount Rainier. You have some in California. And this just pretty much gives you a huge overview of what's happening in across the complete spectrum, so you don't have to go to each one. So shout out to SpectroNet here. Really appreciate it. Clearly subscribe to this. So yeah. Let's keep an eye on the seismic and volcanic activity happening over on the West Coast. Let's see here, let's have to get a drink. I'll play this for a second so everyone can see what it would even look like. So as you can see, every couple seconds the seismographs update. So all across the country and globe you get to see live seismic activity. Rainier's got some action going on here. California's got some action going on. And it's just easy for anyone to go look at that. So again, SpectroNet, thanks a lot. And to continue, alright, I wanted to show a clip. I'm going to go ahead and pause this so it's not eating up my RAM. Oh yeah. Internet, they don't want you to see this stuff. So I got a really good clip, Nicholas. You're going to like this. This is how the news media can make up any story and have it go viral and people will believe it until it gets caught. So I got a cool video. Let me see here. Alright, let me see. I'm going to grab this video. Alright, and it looks like in the early 90s, NBC put together a little newsreel about how cars were dangerous and like if you hit them from a certain angle they exploded. Later to find out they completely rigged this whole setup so that the cars would explode and cause panic through people and harm to companies. But anyways, let's just take a look at it. Let me make sure the audio is good. And again, if you're just tuning in, we're taking a look at NBC falsifying claims and making fake news stories, basically. This is why you cannot trust the media. Let's see. Go ahead and play this. Boom! Okay. Alright, I have to go back to see this. You heard just right. Ignited by the impacting car's headlight. Okay? So every time you fill up your car and there's fumes going around the gas station, don't turn your headlights on. Okay? Don't turn your headlights on. Okay, so number one, they put incendiary devices under this truck to guarantee if there's gas spillage, there was going to be a fire. So again, I'm going to play it again so you can hear this. This is the beloved news. This is the people we go to for the truth. Here we go. Here are them apologizing. So they put incendiary rounds underneath the vehicle, they overfilled the gas tank, and they put the wrong gas cap on it. What could go wrong? Alright? GM X-rayed that fuel tank and found 0 holes. So they literally made this up. So they made this whole thing up. Dateline, this is huge. People believe that. Like, a buzzing noise. Hold on, let me see. Let me go ahead and try to stop the buzzing noise. Let me see if this helps. How about now? Do you hear a buzzing noise now? There still is buzzing noise, even now? Let me see here. Are they messing with my stuff? I guarantee. I usually never have audio problems. Let me go ahead and make sure my wires aren't next to anything, like my mic wire. I unplugged all that. I got my phone away from the desk. Let's see. Hold on. Alright, it seems pretty good now. I'm going to give it a second before I continue. I don't want it to be annoying, so I want to nip it in the bud right away. Thanks for being patient out there if you're watching, and awesome. Thanks, Nicholas. Alright, so again, if you're just tuning in, we just watched NBC tell us that back in the day, if you bought a car you were gonna explode if you got hit sideways. It's back. Hold on, let me try something. I think I know what it is. All right. I think I've got it. Space Debris, thanks for joining. Let me see. How about this? Oh man, I hope it's. Oh yeah, I don't have any mic or anything. What is going on? It's not picking up my. I apologize. Oh, there we go. I think. Okay, I'm not touching anything. I think I'm back. It seems to be okay. It's registering. I see the little green lights as I talk. Yeah, you can hear me like trying to get it back. Exactly. I'm like going crazy over here. It seems to be okay. It's registering that it's outputting sound. Okay, I'm not touching anything from this point on. Alright, let me make sure everything's good. Yep. Alright. And again, I'm just going to turn the volume down on this one. So what they did was they showed these gas tanks exploding. Boom. So they sold this to the news, to the people, saying that that would happen if you got T-boned, when in fact they put incendiary rounds under that car, they used the wrong gas cap, and they overfilled it. They caused a scenario, and this is how the news does it. This is how they fake this stuff. Boom. They said a small hole was punctured in the tank. GM literally had that tank X-rayed, and they had to finally admit that there was no hole. They completely overfilled the tank, and it spewed out. And then they're going to tell you it ignited by the car's headlight. Right? Igniting by the impacting car's headlight. So when you fill up your car and there's all those fumes around, you're breathing in benzene, don't turn your headlights on, because you will literally explode. Okay? Crazy. And they actually had to make an apology. Let's hear it. Let's hear it again. I just love it. Whoa, sorry. To make sure there was a fire. They should have told the viewers about these devices. But they didn't, because they're the news, and they make up everything you hear. It's that simple. See, I swear they're messing with the audio. Man. I apologize out there. I apologize. Let me bring it back a second here. That's crazy. I apologize that there's no audio on the clips, but I'll post the links to these in the chat or in the under the video description so that you can check them out for yourself. It is strange. It's very strange. I feel that the What Was That channel can't be that popular to them, but they seemingly watch it and suppress me somehow. Let's see here. I'm gonna continue. Let's talk about before we get into the stuff. The Polystrate fossils. We're gonna talk about that. I'm gonna revisit it. I've talked about it in the past. I just feel that there's some more things to cover on it. But first, I think we are gonna watch something on the. It's called the Aurora project. It's a top secret aircraft. You know, black projects, stuff like that. Hypersonic travel. Let me see. I'm just gonna check the chat. Yeah. The audio's crazy. I'm gonna try something here. All right. I'm gonna try something on the next video for the audio. And the next video clip we're going to take a look at is, again, it's on the Aurora project, which is it's a conspiracy, number one, but it's a conspiracy about a top secret aircraft that hypersonic travels. What I found interesting in it were the patches to these other programs. Let's see. Here we go. And this is going to be from, I gotta pause it, the TR3B Black Manta channel. Alright, and we are looking at the Aurora project on mainstream news. Let's check it out.
George Knapp is here to tell us what he's dug up about these secretive black projects.
Paula, 18 years ago this month, the Air Force gave the public its first look at the stealth fighter. This reporter even saved his media pass from that day because the plane was and is so cool. What we didn't know back then is that by the time the military unveiled the stealth to the world, it had already been flying for more than 10 years. Earlier this month, the I-Team watched as the stealth was retired from service, which raises the question, what new toys are they working on out there? The answer may lie in patches.
Yeah, not much going on out here today.
A handful of aviation watchers and a lone TV camera were the only uninvited eyewitnesses earlier this month when the last of the F-117 Nighthawks, better known as the stealth fighters, flew into mothballs and into history.
Thanks for the ride today. Thank you for the show.
As far as outsiders know, there's nothing else of note going on at the Tonopah Test Range,
yeah, nothing going on.
Area 52. Nothing to see here, so move along.
Oh yeah,
but the
TR3B's been around for a while, man.
One of the
That's the CIA's
warplanes in the world.
Special,
speaks volumes to military watchdogs.
They have technology out here that they are evaluating right now, that they're working on. They say that is about 30 years advanced to what the public knows about.
Absolutely,
Stories about
I agree with that.
futuristic weapons systems.
I agree that they're 30-year advanced, more advanced than us, at least.
Staples of aviation magazines. The military doesn't comment, not in so many words anyway, but there are clues.
It's a glimpse into at least a $30 billion secret industry.
Author Trevor Paglin collects colorful scraps of fabric, souvenirs
Here we
from
go.
the heart of the black world. They're unit patches.
Here we go. Check out these unit patches. They're pretty interesting.
Working on projects you may never see. The imagery is menacing. Ghosts, skulls, specters, spooks. Like something out of the nightmare of a teenage boy.
There is definitely a kind of Dungeons and Dragons aesthetic to a lot of these things.
But if you know how to read them, the patches are packed with info. Many of the patches have collections of 6 stars, 5 and 1, telling the world that the program, whatever it is being tested at Area 51. The lightning bolt is associated with electronic warfare. One way to guess what they mean is to look back at programs already acknowledged.
Grim Reapers was one of the old stealth squadrons at Tonopah, and it was the Grim Reapers and the Night Stalkers. And when those units became public, they had to change their names. Grim Reapers apparently was too satanic for the military brass, and so they became the Ghost Riders.
There are a lot of inside jokes. This acronym, NOYFB, is telling the world in not too polite terms to butt out.
Yeah, we're going to take your money and don't worry about it.
In a nod to the persistent stories about ETs in the desert, there's a patch for Mars, Materials Application Repair Section, whose members were known as Martians. Their job was to repair radar-absorbent coatings on stealth planes. There are plenty of other aliens, too. The Latin inscription means, let them hate so long as they fear.
Let them hate so long as they fear. Let that sink in. Let them hate so long as they fear.
Plenty of other aliens, too. The Latin inscription means, let them hate so long as they fear. This patch for the classified Flight Test Unit 509, the same unit involved in the infamous Roswell incident, includes a reference to an old Twilight Zone episode, To Serve Man, in which aliens ate humans. One version includes the Latin phrase, tastes like chicken.
Tastes like chicken. The unit directly involved with the Roswell crash. Their patch tastes like chicken. That's right, Nicholas. None of your business. Yes. Yep, that's exactly what that patch stood for. We're going to take your money and you're going to shut up. And like the other patch said, let them hate so long they fear. I can hate on someone all I want, but I can't go over and do anything when you got all the power. They don't care. That's right. They know we know what's up, and they know we can't do anything about it because they have absolute massive amounts of power. Yeah, it's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. I'm going to play these patches again just in case people missed it.
2. The Latin inscription means, let them hate so long as they fear. This patch for the classified Flight Test Unit 509, the same unit involved in the infamous Roswell incident, includes a reference to an old Twilight Zone episode, To Serve Man, in which aliens ate humans. One version includes the Latin phrase, tastes like chicken.
Well,
okay, that is absolutely insane. Okay?
Over and over again, you see in this world that they've really adopted the alien as a kind of mascot. It's become a kind of inside joke.
Sometimes the clues are not obvious until it's too late. This is the patch for the bird of prey. Note the shape of the handle on the sword. It's the same shape as the aircraft, which flew at Area 51 for 6 years and was then retired without ever being publicly acknowledged.
When they retired,
so they flew aircraft for 6 years and nobody even knew about it, and then they put the shadow or the shapes right in your face. They only let us know what they want us to know.
At the bird of prey, nobody had heard of the bird of prey before. Then all of a sudden, they retired it.
Every one of the patches tells its own story. Many are completely indecipherable. The Minotaur, the Night Stalker, the Vindicator. In 30 years, maybe they'll tell us what we paid for.
Yep, exactly. In 30 years, they'll tell us what we paid for. How about they're never going to tell us? Those are perfect examples of what we are. We're just little ATMs for the government. Go to work, pay your taxes, and give us our money. That's it. That's all it is. Now listen to what they say right here.
The design of the patches is approved by higher up so that no secrets are accidentally spilled. Contrary to public perception, secrets can be kept and are being kept. We see what they allow us to see. All the patches have been compiled in this.
He said it. We see what they allow us to see. I'm just going to go back to that. I just want
Secrets are accidentally spilled. Contrary to public perception, secrets can be kept and are being kept. We see what they allow us to see.
We see what they allow us to see.
This book
there
by
you go.
Trevor Paglin. I could tell you, but then I would have to be destroyed by you. That phrase is taken from one of the patches. There is a link on our website as well. We've got a bunch of the patches posted there, and we've got a link to the Roadrunners. That's a group of guys who formerly worked out there. We are told
nobody cares.
that the guys at Area 51 are
Nobody
watching
cares.
us tonight. Hey guys, you're doing a great job. How about a tour?
Really? Those are great patches.
Oh my God, did you hear what she said at the end? Those are great patches. Really, lady? Listen to this again.
Are watching us tonight. Hey guys, you're doing a great job. How about a tour?
Really? Those are great patches.
Guys,
Those are
out
great
there.
patches, really? What? But which one? The one that says we taste like chicken, or the one that says thou shalt hate as long as you fear? Like, come on, that's crazy. Absolutely crazy. Absolutely crazy. No, it could be my end. They hammer me sometimes. No, it looks like my stream health is pretty good. Usually it's in the yellow, but today I'm it seems to be I'm in the green. I'll take it. I will take it. I think NASA is, there's so many other channels that are more popular than me. They have to go watch them, so I'm off the hook for right now, you know. But yeah, we have this lady saying those are some great patches. Like, who in their right mind would agree with this lady? But yet we just saw I don't know. But they would believe it. They're like, yeah, those are really good patches. Just because this lady on the news said it, that makes it true. No, it doesn't. Those aren't good patches. This is good.
Same unit involved in the infamous Roswell incident includes a reference to an old Twilight Zone episode, To Serve Man, in which aliens ate humans. One version includes the Latin phrase, taste like chicken.
Oh, that's so great. I love that. I think that's such a great patch. I want one myself. I mean, come on. It's weird. Absolutely insane. But that is a look into the Aurora project. It was mainly the patches I was more interested in. But the Aurora project is, it's probably been out, I don't know. Okay, here's how the government works. In the early 60s, the CIA needed a way to spy on everyone. So what they did was they pretty much gave an all-out budget for the SR-71. The SR-71 didn't probably fly. I think it was, I mean, because this is all declassified, so who knows what's true. It wasn't really sent up until 1965, okay? We didn't really know about it until maybe we had glimpses of it in the 80s, and it wasn't fully declassified till 1990. So, 30 years? So we don't hear stuff for 30 years, just like he said in that in this news clip here. Maybe they'll let us know what we paid for in 30 years. That's about right, 30 years. Ah, that sucks, Nicholas. That's unfortunate. Yeah, usually my internet's really bad. Where I live, the internet sucks. So does my cell service. It's pretty unfortunate. But I'd like to take a second to appreciate those of you that are watching in the background there. If you're going to be watching in the future after the stream is done, I really appreciate it. This is What Was That channel, where I take a look at different footage, all in my hobby-ish, or the things that I like. Trying to find something that makes me say, what was that? Hopefully, if you're bored, sick of looking up your own stuff, have a headache, it doesn't matter. Maybe I can introduce something new to you that you haven't seen, or you just want to kick it and listen. That's fine. I don't claim to be a scientist. I'm not. I'm just using my brain and facts. I think that's it. All right. Let me see my project book here. Oh yeah. All right. I promised to do this. Why wasn't I doing this? All right. So now you have Aurora talking about the government handling stuff and their power, and they have endless assets. You're talking about people who have endless amounts of money. They just print it. They can print money. All right. They have absolutely endless expandable assets. And if you don't know what that is, go to an air show, go to like your military museums and look at all the stuff. Those are expandable assets. Technology, people, it's insane. Yeah, they tell some truth. They tell it right to your face. They tell you the truth right to your face. It's crazy. Let's take a look at, I jumped ahead and I shouldn't have. I wanted to take a look at the hurricane coming. Here's Hurricane Irma. This is Sundays, September 3rd, 5 a.m. advisory. Right here, 5 a.m. This is pretty much where the eye of the storm is. And then coming in Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday over the Bahamas. No, and the Friday for the Bahamas. But you can see the trajectory into Florida. Now, what's going to happen after it hits Florida? Tropical cyclone. They have suspected temperatures, wind speeds of up to 115 miles an hour. It could change. Who knows? Who knows what they're going to do? Are they going to seed this thing? Make it go crazy? Let's see here. Here is Irma in the Bahamas. Yep, they're going to get a direct path. It's not good. Definitely not good. Oh, absolutely, Nicholas. They don't care about the money. They want the control. Yep. But to get the control, they need the devices. They need F-21 or 22 Raptors. They need F-35s. They need stealth. They need guns. They need armor. And that all comes from someone's got to make it. We all got to work in those little, we got to pay our tax. It's just ridiculous. It's actually the perfect scheme in the world. I'm more jealous than I am mad. It's crazy. Yeah, it could even curve back into the ocean. But I'm worried about these little islands out here and stuff. It's pretty crazy. And then the last picture. The projected path. And again, nobody knows what it's going to do. Here it comes up by Florida's coast. Is it going to go right in? Louisiana? Is it going up towards New York? Boston? All that stuff? I don't know. It's tough to tell. Yep. Could even curve right back out into the ocean. Right here. Jettison itself out of here. We don't want to deal with it. But even they don't know what's happening right now. But this is the predicted path. It'd be cool if it just shot out. Left Bermuda alone. Look at Bermuda out there all by itself. Pretty crazy. But it's still a couple days out. I won't get too involved in monitoring it until, unless anything new updates, but until probably Tuesday to Wednesday, once it starts getting out here near Cuba and all that, into the Bahamas and in Florida. Yeah, it's probably gonna dump. It's not a laughing matter. I don't mean to laugh, but it's the name of the game. It's gonna be crazy. I just only imagine in the wintertime if this was cold up where I lived and got that, it'd be like 10 feet of snow. It'd be crazy. Clean up my desktop here. Get this guy off my page here. Alright, let me see here. Alright, before we get into my hot topic of the night, the Polystrate fossils, whatever they want to call them, I want to check out a couple clips. I do cover odd things. I like Sasquatch stories, Sasquatch stuff like that. Though I have never seen one, so anyone out there, I have never seen one. I just can't imagine them being able to survive or even living here. So I just have a small curiosity for them. But let's see. Oh, cool. Alright, and this is from Bigfoot Evidence. The channel is Bigfoot Evidence here, and it's clear video of Bigfoot filmed during Independence Day. Okay, let's check this out. Now again, I'm pretty sure they're in California. So it looks to be having a little baby. It sees the cameraman. It's not liking this camera dude. Now, wild animals can do one of two things. They can hop over this rock, grab you by your ankles, and smash you across these trees, or it can create distance between you and it and not get hurt. Boom, it's gone. Is it real? I don't know. I've never seen one. Looks pretty crazy. I would not like seeing that. Could it be a suit? I don't know. Pretty good suit. You got a little baby suit going on action? I don't know. At what point do we have to take it seriously that these animals possibly exist? I mean, Native Americans talked about them. Every tribe did. Jacklynx, yeah, exactly. Exactly. The Jacklynx Sasquatch. Oh yeah, there are some insane stories about Sasquatch ruining people back in like the 18, like with muskets and stuff. Pretty crazy. Yeah, one of my actually Leif Erikson, one of the Vikings, even wrote about massive creatures when they were coming up the shore. There were areas that they would not get off their boats because massive hairy creatures were like throwing huge boulders. Like they were saying, like 50 yards out into the water. They had no problem. And if you have Vikings saying, I ain't going up there because there's big hairy beasts, I can only imagine it's one thing. It's these guys. Another crazy story is like, I don't know, musket times where you have single shot muskets. There was one terrorizing a town, and these guys went out with lanterns and stuff, and like 10 of them, and they went to go hunt it and shoot it and stuff. And the next day when they found these guys, it was pretty grim scene. The supposed power of these things, if they are what they are, can exactly do that. Grab you by your ankles and just pretty much smash you around on anything, just like in the movie show. Yeah. And if you think about it, think of how strong a silverback gorilla is pound for pound compared to a human. No chance. No chance. Pretty crazy. Yeah, you guys have skunk ape down there. I believe that's real. I really do. 100%. 100%. At some point, I have to start taking reports from valid people seriously. You have police officers, lineman workers out in the middle of nowhere running cables, loggers. What are the farmers? What do they have to lose? Why would they even say something like this unless it's really happening? I mean, Native Americans talked about it. We took all their other information, plant medicine, how to survive. Don't go in those woods over there because there's Bigfoot. Oh, I'm gonna go right in there. Yeah, who? And you're like, I don't know. I just at one point have to ask myself, when do I believe that they're real? And I personally believe they're stuck between us and our cities and the worst creatures that are out there. So they're like really stuck between a rock and a hard place because we find them as super scary and what they could be. I'm sure some have been shot by hunters, so they really don't like us. And that could be the attacks you see or whatnot. But I believe they're stuck between us and worst creatures out there. Yeah, let's see. All right. Let's move into my final... the thing I wanted to talk about. Who's out there in the chat? I don't want to forget anyone. Space Debris. Thanks for hanging in there. I really appreciate it. I really do appreciate it. That's not what I wanted. Alright, and the last thing we're going to take a look at, I'm going to try to keep my stream pretty short tonight. I'm at an hour. Finish up this last thing and we'll be good. Alright. Check out Polystrate fossils. I call them strata layers, whatever you want to call them. A polystrate fossil is a fossil of a single organism, such as a tree trunk, that extends through more than one geological stratum. This term is typically applied to fossil forests of upright tree trunks. Alright? So it means not just something that's been petrified laying down, or just a small rock inside one of these sedimentary layers. It's talking about a fossil going through a bunch of sedimentary layers. Alright? So, and I want to also, the word polystrate is not a standard geological term. This is typically found in creationist publications. I found that to be very weird. Very weird about this type of fossil. And science recognizes this type of fossil. Alright, so now let's take a couple pictures. Take a look at a couple pictures here. I want to make sure. I couldn't put them in perfect order. Man. It's not what I wanted. It's also not what I wanted. You have to forgive me. I'm trying to find. Okay. Alright. I want everyone to take a look at this photo. We've seen it before on the What Was That channel. We're taking a look at it again. This is a supposed tree being caught between all these stratum layers. So how did all this mud get around a tree that's supposed to take thousands and thousands of years? Okay. Alright. Take a look. Here's a tree trunk. Notice anything odd? I'll give it a minute. I gotta grab something anyways. Hint, it's in the roots maybe? What do standard tree roots look like? Standard tree roots look something like this. Branching out. They want water. They're going to reach far. They're going to go wherever they can to get water. Okay? And there's tons of them. Look at them going all over the place. Let's take a look at this supposed tree. Where are the roots? I'm going to zoom out so you get a little better picture. Can you see the roots? I see two possible roots. Alright. Two possible roots. I personally feel that... Oh man, I'm like horrible tonight. I apologize. It's not what I wanted. Alright, I feel... Wow. That this, to me, this supposed tree, if you zoom in here, resembles this hair up close. See? They're all staggered, these lines. They're not close. It looks just like this. Okay? When it comes down, now bear with me. When it comes down, this is your hair follicle, right? Okay. So here you have a blood supply. You have an arterial and a venous. One's oxygenated, one's deoxygenated, coming in and out. See it right here? One in, one out. One in, one out. One in on this, one out right here. Let me zoom out so you can see this. There you can see the vein all the way through here. One in, one out. Okay? Now they're going to give you, because this contradicts science, how did a tree get buried under that much sedimentary rock that takes thousands and thousands of years? A mudslide? A huge flood? Or what? Okay, they give it to us, or they give it to people in general, that there was some sort of event that caused mud to encapsulate a tree. But what they're not going to tell you is that that's a giant hair from the massive creatures that used to live on this earth. You're right, yeah. I thought it looked like a palm tree, but check this out, Nicholas. Let me grab something here. Check this out. Palm tree. That was the first thing I thought of. Palm tree. I was like, ah, that's what that is. The segments in the palm tree, you can see them. You can see the rings. They're very pronounced. Here, you can see where it's thick, and then it's going to slowly taper up to the end. And here you go. Here's an up-close hair. It's quite similar. Smooth. The palm tree, you can see each of those rings bulges out. Yep. Pretty interesting. Now, they give it to you. Science is going to, because they have to cover themselves, okay? They can't say giants existed. So they'll tell you, sure, yep, okay, you can have the flood, or whatever. You can have massive sedimentary deposits over a tree, because there's no way this tree stood for that long. It would rot away before all that stuff slowly covered it. Right? I mean, that's pretty much the same. Okay. So let's, I got some more cool pictures, and we're going to try to decipher between a real petrified tree and what I think looks like hairs. Check this out. Now, here's a petrified tree, half stuck in the ground. Does that look like... Oh, that's not what I wanted. Let me get this set up so everyone can see here. Here you go. Here's another side by side. Here's a so-called petrified tree with no tree branches, no little nubs where a tree would come out of, and it looks eerily similar to the hair. Yeah, it has a root ball too. I mean, it's pretty crazy, Nicholas. Now we're going to try to look out, that's some big hair. That is some big hair. Alright. So here's another one. Okay, so let's I'll continue. Here's another one. Are these trees? I don't know. They could be. It looks like tree. I don't know. But why are they always segmented, broken? Because it's been petrified? I don't know. Yeah, it is, Nicholas. Could this be a palm tree? I don't know. Looks like there's branches up there. That's pretty cool. Again, the same thing we're seeing. These separations. They never cut these. They broke apart. They were already broken on these. Now, where I'm going to argue with myself with this picture is it does look like there's a covering on here. Like tree bark. Right? And then if you look even closer, there's another inner core. Okay, so we have 3 layers on this one. This is in, I believe, Arizona's petrified forest. So we have an outer layer, this here, and then that inner core right there. Alright? Now, if we take a look, I have to zoom out. I'm going to leave that up. Oh, you know what? Thank you for joining. Let me clarify some stuff. This channel is nothing without people watching. It's just what I normally do anyways. But when it becomes something that 1, 2, 3 people watch, it becomes the channel. I mean, everyone out here makes the channel. So thank you. I appreciate it. And what we are, if you have just got here, we're taking a look at some Polystrate fossils. They are fossils that have pretty much they petrified standing straight up through all different layers of stratum, which indicates a massive event caused mud to go around them, no oxygen, and they petrified. But I'm trying to find a cool cross-section of a hair here. Now, let's take a look at this. Here's a hair at a cross-section. You have your cuticle around it. You have your cortex. And you have the what? The medulla, which is the center core. So you have 3 layers to a hair. Since when do trees have a core? Since when does a tree have a center core? You have bark, this layer, and then that center core in a tree? I don't think so. I think what we got here is another hair. So again, on a hair you have 3 layers: the cuticle, medulla, and the cortex. 3 layers. Here's your outside layer, middle layer, and the center core. That's what we're seeing here. And they're passing it off as a tree. Like a tiki torch or something? Like a face? Where? I don't see it. Is it me? Yeah, like a coaxial cable or something. Exactly. It's exactly with the sheathing. It's got the sheathing with the copper cable in the center. It's just very interesting. Do you see it in the in this picture here? The face, or is it to the right? I'll try to find it. And I'll bring up the what I'm arguing here. Let's see here. I'm gonna continue to the next photo. I gotta bring this back down. And here you go. Here's petrified tree, right? These are huge petrified logs, and guess what? Look at them. They're broken in those segmented fashion. They're all going to be the same. I find that to be strange. They're all broken in those small segments. Picture of roots. Here's another one. Petrified tree up close. What do you say? Looks to me like a petrified tree. Bark. Now check this out. Now here is a human hair damaged under a microscope. Let me just find it real quick. So here is a human hair damaged under a microscope. What if I told you that was a black and white photo of a sequoia tree? What if I told you this? Is it possible? I don't know. To me that looks like a tree, but nonetheless, very interesting. Very interesting. That you have a damaged human hair. Looks like this. Looks like tree bark. Not saying it's a tree. I'm just saying. See differences. That to me looks like tree bark. I will say that's petrified wood. Here's another view. And you can see the root. Blood inlet. I'm not going to show you the outlet. There it is. There are those segments. They're all cracked in different lines. Well, I gotta close out some windows here. I got like 1 million windows open. Wow. If you're tuning in, I really appreciate it. This is the What Was That channel. I try to look at a bunch of different stuff. Usually I look at stuff that interests me. I will take requests if you inbox me on YouTube. But most of the time I'm just taking a look at random footage in the hopes to find something that makes me say, what was that? Maybe it can relieve you from researching all the time if you've run out of stuff to look up. If you want to see it from a different viewpoint, I consider myself a different thinker. I think in different ways. I like to compare a lot. Helps me. But thanks for joining in if you are out there. Again, some slides here. Here you go. Here's a petrified forest. See? Here's the root base. I'm just kidding. It's hair follicles up close under a microscope. And again, these all have to happen. Now this looks like palm tree, right, Nicholas? Maybe? Or are these two trees just, let me see. We'll do a side by side here. Right here. Are these big trees just separated by this? Is that all this is? There's one here, one here. Is it really just these? Is this the forest we're talking about that used to live? Just giant hairs? No, I didn't see the face. I will go back to that picture. Let's see here. Ryan, did you see the face on the right here, the corner? I don't know its face, but it looked like one from the side. Late here, what was that? And I'll say goodnight, and I'm sub some. Thanks, man. I really appreciate it. I really appreciate it. It really helps out. I try to do a good show. It takes a lot to do research. My hat's off to any of these YouTubers out there. That even an hour show devotes. For me, I have to find quality links and stuff like that, and then material to talk about it. I really enjoy doing it, but it's no joke. So my hat's off to any of these people out there. Let's see, what else did I have? These are. It's not that. That's pretty much all I had for tonight's show. I just wanted to do a quick one out there. Still my favorite. I'm gonna take a look at this though. I want to end with this one. Oh, you know what I'll do, Nicholas? I'm gonna go back to this one and look for the face. I promised I would. Like this? Oh yeah, definitely. Definitely. Where's this face? Is this the picture that the face was on? And again, I'll look at all information. I feel until someone has a definitive YouTube video with a 4K camera showing exactly what's going on, it's all speculation, you know. So I look at everything. Check the chat here. I don't want to forget anyone out there. I appreciate everyone. But again, these trees, how did these trees get buried standing up? Down? Okay, let me go down. Right here? On the left side here? Right here? Little face right here. There's his mouth, there's his eyes. Is this what you guys are talking about? The face? Or is it on the right side here? In the middle on the side. I don't see it. You have to remember, Nicholas, I am blind. What was that? Wears a heavy prescription. I'm supposed to drive with my glasses. I get in trouble if I don't. I get like a DUI or something if I get caught without my glasses while I'm driving. It's pretty crazy. Also understandable. I am the type of person that needs my glasses to find my glasses. So yeah. In the middle on the side. I don't see it. I don't know, I can't find it. It's on the right side? I must be blind, Nicholas. Maybe my mind just won't let me see it. Right here? Yeah, it does look like it. Just the way it fell out. It's perfect. It's crazy. Crazy. Let me see if there's anything else. It's the Petrified Forest and Tiki Man Forests. They need to rename them. They actually need to tell us the truth, because it's starting to become quite evident that it's not what they're telling us. I'm gonna open up a new window here and make sure I covered all my tabs. Oh, this is pretty cool. I'm gonna cover this. Oh, cool. I'm sorry, I don't mean to make you guys listen to any type of commercial. Let's see here. Here's a huge petrified tree. Supposed petrified tree. Now again, notice the segments. Perfect. Perfect segments. Right there. I guarantee it'd crack right there, crack right there, crack right there, crack right there, crack right there. It's always the same. Notice how all of these trees crack in the same manner. No. Now that's a huge tree. Now let's take a look at the bottom of it again here. I'm going to pause it right here. And what we'll notice is it comes down, comes out, and like that. That little area, this little bulb here, is what held up this entire huge tree. I mean, look at the size of this thing. You kidding me? Or are we dealing with the hair follicle again? And I'm going to go ahead and pause this. I poorly planned this, but I'll do it right now. I'll look one up. Here. Let's get an image here. And here we go. I like this image. This will work. Put it on this side, and I'm going to go ahead and grab... Oh, cool. Just what I wanted. Okay. Here you have the same. Same thing. You can see the bulb go out, rounds back in. To me, this was a giant hair. So here you go. You have the hair coming down to the bulb, where it's fed with a arterial and venous supply. Let's check it out. Alright, so again, here's the base of this huge tree. Just check it out. and then goes up. And again, here, notice these segmentations. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They're all segmented in the same. Any of these petrified trees are always broken in the same manner. Oh. Alright, so there you have it. This huge tree with this wussy little root system. This little wussy root system held this huge tree up. Or is it possible that we're dealing with something other than a tree? Is it possible to be a hair follicle? Something along the lines of this right here. Let me see. It's not the one I wanted. This is. Are we dealing with the same thing? This is a petrified tree standing through many layers of strata. They have to admit that some sort of event happened which encapsulated the tree, or quote-unquote whatever this is, in mud, leaving it absence of oxygen for it to petrify. But in this case, most trees have a root system with many roots, and in this case I'm looking at one root here that's very visible and a root that stretches way out here that's very visible. And if I look over at what a hair follicle looks like, it's eerily similar. You have a venous and arterial blood supply, fresh and deoxygenated. Okay? Now, I'm going to go ahead and show this for the final time. Oh man, I want my one slide. I'm like so disorganized tonight. I'm sorry. Cool, it'll be the last picture I find. Here, to me it looks like the same things. All the way up it. Of course, these are again petrified, so they're not going to be exactly as crisp as the picture on the right. But to me, it looks like that type of pattern. I want the original photo that I had. There it is. There we go. And here you have it. What's the difference between these two photos? This one's really small and this one's bigger than a telephone pole. That's the only difference. That is the only difference. Sean G, I appreciate you stopping through. Go ahead and do that for you there. Boom. Let's see. I can absolutely recap whatever anybody wants. Doesn't matter to me. I'm here for you guys. I'm just here if you're sick of looking up regular stuff, if you forgot what you're looking up, or just want to kick it and listen to someone else. I lost my train of thought. Yeah, if you're just ready to look up random stuff, that's what I'm here for. This is what I do. So let's see. Let me check the chat here. Sean G, damn it, that's not bad. Be a forest. No. No forest on flat earth. No, Sean. I go through many topics. The What Was That channel is pretty much devoted to just looking through different footage, all in the hopes to find me something that says what was that. But the inner cell pattern is different, isn't it? Yeah, it really is. It's pretty weird. What really gets me here is to me it looks like a blood supply. I expect roots to look something like something like that. I would suspect to see that under here, but I don't. I see what to me looks like an arterial and a venous blood supply. Did I see my email? What was that? Let me check my email. I'm gonna leave these pictures up for a minute. Let them digest mentally for you guys. Oh yeah, my show is complete speculation. as I usually say, until someone has a 4K video of exactly what's going on, everything's speculation. So I just like to look at different things, apply different pictures to other pictures, just see what's going on. That's pretty much it. Definitely not a straight flat Earth channel, by no means. But we can definitely take a look at. Check this out. We're gonna go back to this. For those of you that are watching, Wesley. Oh man, what's going on? Wesley, the cat's out of the bag. You can continue to call me Ryan. It's totally cool. But you can also call me. I'm sorry. You can call me Kevin, but you can also call me Ryan. I've figured that I've been doing YouTube videos long enough. I can just use my real name, and my real name's Ryan. But I do still respond to Kevin. That's fine. Or what was that? That's cool too. Awesome, Sean G. I really appreciate it. I really do. I appreciate all the any input. It's all good. It's all good. Let me find. Grab a new window here. And for those of you that are just tuning in, we looked at the Aurora project, which is a highly classified, supposed conspiracy, high-altitude, hypersonic aircraft. Could travel faster than the SR-71. Who knows? I don't even know what it is. It's speculation. But it actually made the news. And what's very interesting in this news clip is the patches that they promote during this news clip. We're going to take a look at these. And I'm sure there's something in here that's going to make us all say, what was that? So let's, we're going to go ahead and watch that.
George Knapp is here to tell us what...
I'm going to pause it. I want to make sure the audio's good again for everyone. I don't want to be messing around here. It looks like it is. Yep, my audio's good on that. Alright, we're going to go ahead and play. Again, this is the Aurora project, making mainstream news. And take a look. This is from the TR3B Black Manta channel. Go ahead and subscribe to that.
George Knapp is here to tell us what he's dug up about these secretive black projects.
Paula, 18 years ago this month, the Air Force gave the public its first look at the stealth fighter. This reporter even saved his media pass from that day because the plane was and is so cool. What we didn't know back then is that by the time the military unveiled the stealth to the world, it had already been flying for more than 10 years. Earlier this month, the I-Team watched as the stealth was retired from service, which raises the question, what new toys are they working on out there? The answer may lie in patches.
Yeah, not much going on out here today.
A handful of aviation watchers and a lone TV camera were the only uninvited eyewitnesses earlier this month when the last of the F-117 Nighthawks, better known as the stealth fighters, flew into mothballs and into history.
Thanks for the ride today. Thank you for the show.
As far as outsiders know, there's nothing else of note going on at the Tonopah Test Range, a.k.a. Area 52. Nothing to see here, so move along. But the mere fact that the Pentagon is retiring one of the premier warplanes in the world speaks volumes to military watchdogs.
They have technology out here that they are evaluating right now, that they're working on. They say that is about 30 years advanced to what the public knows about.
Stories about futuristic weapons systems being tested in the Nevada desert at
it's all good, Sean. I know.
51 are staples of aviation magazines. The military doesn't comment, not in so many words anyway, but there are clues.
It's a glimpse into at least a $30 billion secret industry.
Author Trevor Paglin collects colorful scraps of fabric.
Here we go. Here's the good stuff. Ready, everyone?
They're unit patches created by outfits you've never heard of, working on projects you may never see. The imagery is menacing. Ghosts, skulls, specters, spooks, like something out of the nightmare of a teenage boy.
There is definitely a kind of Dungeons and Dragons aesthetic to a lot of these things.
But if you know how to read them, the patches are packed with info. Many of the patches have collections of 6 stars, 5 and 1, telling the world that the program, whatever it is being tested at Area 51. The lightning bolt is associated with electronic warfare. One way to guess what they mean is to look back at programs already acknowledged.
Grim Reapers was one of the old stealth squadrons at Tonopah. and it was the Grim Reapers and the Night Stalkers. And when those units became public, they had to change their names. Grim Reapers apparently was too satanic for the military brass, and so they became the Ghost Riders.
There are a lot of inside jokes. This acronym, NOYFB, is telling the world in not too...
Really? So our tax money funds this stuff, and they're going to use these funny acronyms. None of your... What's the F stand for? Business. I'm not too sure. I'm not too sure. It's pretty crazy.
YFB is telling the world in not too polite terms to butt out. The exact words will come to you in a minute. In a nod to the persistent stories about ETs,
don't worry about what we do with your money. Don't worry about it. Just sit back, watch TV, and enjoy your night.
Martians. Their job was to repair radar-absorbent coatings on stealth planes. There are plenty of other aliens, too.
Here we
go.
go.
Latin inscription means, let them hate so long as they fear.
Let them hate so long as they fear. You can hate on me all you want, but just remember, I have, or I'm talking as if I was the U.S. government, an endless amount of resources, expendable assets. Let them hate so long as they fear. That's a ballsy statement.
This patch for the classified Flight Test Unit 509, the same unit involved in the infamous Roswell incident, includes a reference to an old Twilight Zone episode, To Serve Man, in which aliens ate humans. One version includes the Latin phrase, taste like chicken.
Well, okay. Now, I'm usually pretty, like, all right. What is that doing on a patch? Tastes like chicken? What is that referring to? What's going on? Is this real life? Did I just see that in a news article? It's an actual... Oh my god, it's a whole news clip. I knew what the F stand for. I was just messing around. I didn't want to say it on the channel in case anybody was watching.
Over and over again, you see in this world that they've really adopted the alien as a kind of mascot. It's become a kind of inside joke.
Sometimes the clues are not obvious until it's too late. This is the patch for the bird of prey. Note the shape of the handle on the sword. It's the same shape as the aircraft, which flew at Area 51 for 6 years and was then retired without ever being publicly acknowledged.
When they retired the bird of prey, nobody had heard of the bird of prey before. Then all of a sudden, they retired it.
Every one of the patches tells its own story. Many are completely indecipherable. The Minotaur, the Night Stalker, the Vindicator.
This is what's going on behind scenes, people.
Maybe they'll tell us what we paid for. The design of the patches is approved by higher up so that no secrets are
just go back to sleep. Don't worry about it.
Public perception, secrets can be kept and are being kept.
No, the key to this is what's coming up.
All the patches have been compiled in this book by Trevor Paglin. I could tell you, but then I would have to be destroyed by you. That phrase
Here we go. Here's the gold.
The patches. There is a link on our website as well. We've got a bunch of the patches posted there, and we've got a link to the Roadrunners. That's a group of guys who formerly worked out there. We are told that the guys at Area 51 are watching us tonight. Hey guys, you're doing a great job. How about a tour?
Those are great patches.
What'd she just say? What did she just say?
Hey guys, you're doing a great job. How about a tour?
Those are great patches.
She said, those are great patches. Which one? The one where it says we taste like chicken? The one where it says it's none of my effing business, even though it's our tax money? Oh, those are great patches? Yeah. It's quite impressive. Impressive the amount of arrogance that emanates from these people. They literally put the stuff right in our face, and we just don't care. We don't care. People are always like, well, how come people don't just come out and tell you? They don't have to. They tell you right to your face, and nobody cares. It's that simple. It's literally that simple. It's right in your face. Well, how come they don't tell us? Well, look around. You don't care. And that's why they do it, because they know most people don't care. It's pretty crazy. All right, let's see. That pretty much wraps up. I didn't have a ton of material for tonight, but I did want to get something out. So unless there's anything anybody else wants me to recap, I can definitely do it. If not, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna call it a night. Let me check the chat, see what's going on here. I want to say thanks for everyone stopping by. Magnificent Gaming. you did. You're a little behind. Did you not get the notification? See, I noticed a lot of people weren't getting. I barely receive any notifications for stuff. Yeah, it wasn't a great show, Magnificent Gaming. It wasn't one of my best. I just wanted to get something out. Just a quick recap of what I went through. We looked at Hurricane Irma's paths, Soda Springs, Idaho, with its 5.5 magnitude earthquakes all through yesterday into today. Yellowstone is having definite increases in volcanic activity. We took a look at a NBC News clip where they absolutely made a fake clip and got called out by it and had to make a statement saying that they faked it, which pretty much proves that news can say anything and get away with it if they don't get caught. Let's see. We looked at some Polystrate fossils and then the Aurora project. That's pretty much it. Yeah, see, Sean G didn't get a notification too. Yeah, I barely get notifications for anybody's stuff. So the deception is always in plain sight. You're 100% Wesley. I 100% agree with that. I think that's the easiest way to get it out. You can literally put the truth in a box of cereal. And then if you were to try to tell people that the truth is inside this box of cereal, people would look at you like you're crazy because you're telling them the truth inside a box of cereal. And it could be that easy, you know what I mean? So yeah, that's pretty much it. We also big news. Yesterday, the Soyuz capsule returned to Earth with the Expedition 52 flight crew, Peggy Whitson, Jack, I don't know his name, and someone else. But they returned yesterday, and Peggy Whitson accumulated a total time of 666 days in space. Coincidence? I think not. I think not. Oh. You know what? Here's a cool video clip. I'm gonna go out on these. Here. All right, hold on. Man, where is it? I have so many videos now. Okay. I don't want any audio. Okay, so here's a little animation of what's going on. We're the third rock out from the sun here. We're spinning at 1,000, going around the sun at 66,000, and shooting through the solar system at 650,000 miles an hour. That's not the fastest speed. We're going through the galaxy at 1.5 million miles an hour, right? Okay, so I'm going to let this diagram, or this little GIF, digest for a second of what's going on. Supposedly. Now, I'm sure we all have a thorough view of this. Now, these jets are just going to do this. Check this out. So what we have here is some French pilots doing some crazy stunts. Literally meters off the ground. Yeah, yep, these guys are doing this on a ball, spinning 1,000, going around the sun at 66,000. Watch how close his wing comes to the ground. Oh my god. Yep. Yeah, look, they're on a spinning ball. Going in all directions, yep. 18 feet off the ground. It's true. It's true. Aw, man, I appreciate all the great comments out there. Wow, Shanji, really appreciate it. Nicholas Cabal, I appreciate it. Magnificent Gaming, I appreciate you showing up. Whether it's late or early, it doesn't matter to me. All that matters is you guys are here. I really do appreciate it. Nicholas Cabal. If nobody has checked out Nicholas Cabal channel, he mainly specializes in weather, which shows the pretty much the weather in Florida, the geoengineering, chemtrails, high altitude aerosol, whatever you want to call it. He gives you a good insight into what's happening down in Florida. So if you're not subscribed to Nicholas Cabal, please go ahead and do that. Sean G's out there, if you're listening, or anyone hasn't subscribed to Sean G's channel, go ahead and check that out also. Really appreciate it. And I'm going to play the final low-pass jet video so everyone can see what's happening on this crazy ball here that we live on. Look at that. Look at that. Spinning at 1,000 miles an hour. These pilots are well aware of what's happening. Well aware. Oh my god, look at that. They are not... Oh my god, it's so crazy. Yep, they're doing this on a ball, doing all those motions. These pilots are completely well aware of what's happening. Oh, Nicholas, it's completely understandable, especially the situation that's happening. There you go. Oh, and you know what, Nicholas, before I go, last stream, I was looking for a video which I feel was taken off YouTube because it literally shows... Oh, you're welcome, Shanji. Anytime. I appreciate you even being here. If you weren't here for when I said it before, everyone in this chat or who is watching makes this channel. I don't make this channel. The people that watch it make this channel. But I was on a mission to find this video clip because I use it for putting people in the corner when I want to argue space travel's fake. So before we go...
Bird is the fastest, highest flight...
So before we go, I appreciate it, Nicholas Cabal, and we're going to go out with this little video here, and it's going to show you how these decals get burnt off the fastest air-breathing jet ever. All right? No problem. No problem. Anytime, guys. So I'm going to go ahead and I'll keep my mic on during this
jet airplane
on this here.
Ever built. It can fly from sea to shining sea in only an hour. Now, what you may wonder...
I'm going to fast forward it to the good points. Okay. Here's where it gets good. I want everyone to pay attention right now.
In other words, the skin of these wings form the upper and lower walls of the wing tanks. But these aren't just regular wet wings. These wings get real wet.
Notice how they leak.
See this seam in the leading edge of the wing? Well, the airplane is loaded with them. Fuel frequently will seep out of such joints and seams and form pools of fuel beneath parked blackbirds. But during flight, at 3 times the speed of sound, the friction and compression of the air creates tremendous heat. This heat causes the structure to expand by almost 6 inches. This tightens the seams and prevents fuel from leaking in flight.
Boom. So this thing gets so hot that they actually have to make gaps in it, so that as it gets hot, it seals itself, because there's no rubber, there's no polypropylene or anything that would withstand the temperatures of what this jet gets. So after it's in the air, it has to immediately fill, and then it can go up into supersonic travel, where the air molecules are rushing so fast over it, it seals all this up from the heat, and now it gets better.
At Mach 3, the temperature of the blackbird's skin varies from 400 to 1200 degrees Fahrenheit. So one thing that SR-71 pilots don't have to worry about is structural icing. As a matter of fact, the skin gets so hot that nobody has to worry about cleaning bird poop from the airplane. The structure gets so hot that it acts like a self-cleaning oven and burns off the stuff during flight. Trouble is, decals get burned off too.
Boom!
This tightens the seams, skin, 1200 degrees Fahrenheit. So one thing that
1200 degrees
pilots don't have to worry about is structural icing. As a matter of fact, the skin gets so hot that nobody has to worry about cleaning bird poop from the airplane. The structure gets so hot that it acts like a self-cleaning oven and burns off the stuff during flight. Trouble is, decals get burned off too.
So there you go. NASA telling you their decals get burnt off these planes at 1200 degrees. There you have it. That's 1200 degrees from their mouth telling you decals get burnt off at 1200 degrees, yet Second of all, the aerodynamics in that. Look at the aerodynamics it takes to go 2,000 miles an hour. Look at that. It's like a sword. 2,000 miles an hour. And then this hunk of junk right here. This makes me mad. This hunk of junk's landing. This thing went 17,000 miles an hour. Look, there's decals. Not even burnt off. The thing got 3,000 degrees. According to them, this gets 3,000 degrees. This whole thing's made of ceramic on the bottom to dissipate the heat. But yet, it can handle... These decals can handle 3,000 degrees. Exactly, Nicholas. It's literally insane. And it's from the same people. NASA shuttle, they have special decals. Why'd they need to use ceramic on the bottom? They could have just used the decal material. These are movie props, people. This thing never went where it was told to, like, where it's supposed to go. There's no way. 3,000 degrees. You're telling me this thing goes 17,000 miles an hour, and this aerodynamic piece of mass, like, art, look at it. That's what it takes to go 1,200. I'm sorry, 2,500 miles an hour. And here you go. I mean, it's crazy. It's just ludicrous. And look, they give you the number 3. 3. Interesting. But anyways, that's the show. I wanted to get that footage out there so people can see it. I have it downloaded. And again, it says it. They lose the decals. That's from them. That's not me saying it. Now, if this jet, which is made of 90% titanium, has all these spaces in the metal for heat expansion, how does the ISS and all these other little capsules, how does the Orion capsule not expand and break seals and stuff if it gets this hot? How are all these other metals taking it? It's just very interesting to me, because this is literally a fact of how metals react to heat and stuff like that, but yet these shuttles and everything else don't have to deal with gaps or heat expansion or any of this other stuff. When right here, they're telling you how it works. Then they're going to tell you, nope, we took a shuttle in. There it is, everyone. We did it. Yay! Yay! That's it. I'm getting my checkbook. I feel like contributing to NASA right now because this looks so real. I'm just kidding, everyone. I think that's gonna be it for tonight. I really appreciate everyone checking out the What Was That channel, where I check out random footage. Well, I don't want to say random. I pre-screen it, all in the hopes to make me find, all in the hopes that I can find something that makes me say, "What was that?" Awesome. Thanks, everyone. Wesley, Nicholas. I'll see you guys out there.